So now I'll be talking about adaptation projects highlights. So basically, since the release of Climate Change Action Plan, the province the Climate Change Secretariat has had the opportunity to conduct projects through regional adaptation collaboration. That's a federal provincial collaboration, and through New Brunswick Environmental Trust Fund. And these projects have played a very important role in conducting studies on impacts of climate change in the communities of New Brunswick. And studies have been done on flooding, mapping flooding of the province, erosion mapping, water supplies, and assessment of climate change vulnerabilities in these communities. So some of the communities, this is a spatial distribution for some of the communities that has been involved with the province through New Brunswick Environmental Trust Fund. So in 2012-2013, 11 communities were funded through New Brunswick Environmental Trust Fund that had some kind of projects highlighted on climate change issues. So these projects were mainly on managing flooding and erosion risk, protecting water supplies in key communities, predicting flood risk, mapping vulnerable areas, and engaging stakeholders in adaptation planning. And in 2012-13, there were 19 communities that were funded through environmental trust funds. So the overall role of the environmental trust fund is to fund communities with action-oriented projects aimed at protecting, preserving, and enhancing the province's natural environment. And these are some of the communities that were involved in the Regional Adaptation Collaboration Project. So the Acadian Peninsula, that's in the coastal part of the province, Rishi-Bokta as well, the coastal part of the province, Sackville, Tantramar, Greater Moncton, Lower St. John River, that was Granby, Westville, and Grand Falls. All these communities did some kind of flood risk analysis in these RAC studies. So here are some examples on coastal projects with RAC work. So this is an example of a case study of village of Legule, and also I have a banner out there to explain you about more about this project. So people can. I have two banners on. One is on village of Legule and one on the Tantramar Dykelines. So this work, what this project did was like it kind of did work on issues of flooding and damage in this small community in Legolean village in the Acadian Peninsula. This community has issues with homes and businesses lying in low areas and being flooded several times through storm surge. And also the marsh and the dune system is constantly battered by storm surge in this region. And so on your left hand side you can see the diagram, the mapping that was done to do an analysis on infrastructure at risk for various flood scenarios for this region. So, similarly for Shippagan, it's also in the Acadian Peninsula. This communities have the similar issues like the earlier communities. So the homes and infrastructure are at risk, and they are in the waterfront area. And this community is also concerned about storm sewage and saltwater intrusion into groundwater, about their infrastructure like bridge, etc. And so this is a map that shows infrastructure at risk with various flood scenarios in Shippagan. And Basque-Arakat is the same thing. The region faces erosion. The region is at erosion risk. This is a map that shows how the region is at risk from erosion. And the other figure shows you. Figure 3 shows you what is being recommended to reduce coastal flooding and erosion risk. So that's a zoning map that they are proposing. So overall outcomes from this Acadian Peninsula is that in this Acadian Peninsula now there is a citizen-based work group where these working group have kind of made recommendations to planners and policy makers and decision makers about the proposed zoning, and then try to utilize this information for their planning use. Also, the communities now have understood about climate change impacts and what they can expect in coming years, and so it has now had the capacity. They now have the capacity to understand more about these issues, and there is work going through in New Brunswick Environmental Trust Fund and outreach and capacity building in these communities. Tantramar marshland area. This is on the southern, on the north and southeast part of the province. So this Tantramar marshland area is also very much vulnerable to rising sea levels and powerful storm surges, and which could cause dike erosions in the communities, and flooding could also impact a lot of transportation in this community. So transportation is the highest area of concern in this Tantramar marshland, because there is a highway that connects Atlantic Canada to affect. That's the highway that connects the Atlantic region, and if that gets flooded, there's going to be a lot of disruption in multiple activities if that takes place through that highway. So there is now recommendations for short-term and long-term adaptation measures to take place to prevent such kinds of flooding, and there's a banner over there about its results and outcomes to read about it. And since similarly there are these kinds of work you can see, and since I haven't been mentioning, but these slides have these websites and you can see a lot of information to go through them, and there's many other case studies based on other communities that you can if you are interested to go over. And these are some of the fact sheets that's in the website, in the CASA website, and in the earlier slide as well I have a link, as Alexi will be sharing these slides. Now, these are projects stemming from the regional adaptation collaborative work. Some communities in New Brunswick are very much getting very progressive. They are very proactive in addressing climate change impacts in the communities. Now, this is Tantramar Sackville is a very nice. They are doing a lot of work on having these kinds of documents being released, as well as municipal decision makers and planners are being involved in different climate change talks in their communities. So this is a toolkit that was released, Climate Change Adaptation Toolkit for Sackville, Dorchester, Membrook. And what this toolkit does is it basically talks about the purpose of this toolkit is to basically tell the people like how the climate is changing, what you can do about it in these communities, and how you can plan about adapting to climate change. And the other toolkit, that's other book, is a guidance book, and this is very useful for any elected municipal official. And what that guidebook does is basically tells you that your roles and responsibilities in how you can make your communities more sustainable in to overcome climate change impacts. So another community that has been doing a lot of work is also the city of Moncton. So straight after the RAC work was finished, but when their communities were the Greater Moncton area's flood risk analysis was completed through the regional RAC adaptation work, a climate change action committee was formed, and then what they came up now is with this document called Moncton's Climate Change Adaptation Plan and Flood Management management strategy. So what this document has pulled together is like they have talked about climate change trends using the website that I just showed you before on maps and current future of climate change. And then they have integrated this flood risk assessment study done through the RAC, and then they also have integrated other extreme climate variables like droughts and fires into the study. And now the department has tabled 20 list of actions to take by 60 actions. I think it's a list of 60 actions to take by 2038, and they plan to take by 2038. So it's good to see these kinds of positive steps taking place across the province. This is a website that's developed by the University of Moncton, and this is in French right now, and they have applied for Environmental Trust Fund this year to make it bilingual as well. So what this website talks about is it's focused on adapting to climate change and rising sea level rise at a global perspective. So they have a lot of case studies and all put together in this website to talk about climate change. This is a conference preparing for Climate 2100 tools and strategies for New Brunswick communities that was held in Fredericton in November 2014 to 2016 in 2012. So what the whole purpose of this conference was to share best practices, to bring together all the stakeholders that have experience in adaptation and to share the stories and the success from RAC work. So basically it featured presentations on various topics that was related with climate change and adaptation and related with issues in New Brunswick. And also during this, you can find all the information on the links I have provided. I mean, there are several presentations and trainings that were featured in this conference. And also there was a launch of climate change adaptation video by Dr. Ian Moran from Mount Allison University, where this video shot was where he conducted this project for the 4 Atlantic provinces, with New Brunswick, Newfoundland, and Labrador, PEI, Nova Scotia, and where he interviewed people with different backgrounds, like researchers, people with local knowledge on indigenous local knowledge, people from different groups, and as well as with government officials, industries, and businesses. So they are sharing stories over there about how the climate is changing, what changes they are seeing through what was I mean, it is happening, you know, like you can really feel that conversation when the people are talking about climate change. So the New Brunswick climate, this is our current and future priorities. Since, as I mentioned earlier, like New Brunswick Climate Change Secretariat directs and manages issues on climate change with collaboration and cooperation with different departments. So basically, in terms of adapting to effects of climate change, the priorities right now are building the knowledge base, research, and doing more research and more analysis on this issue of climate change, fostering resilience in key sectors, and mainstreaming adaptation.